Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about setting up a joint venture. You're now looking at the back office of our website, and we're now going to set the website up for more than one person to be able to post, as well as more than one person to be able to operate the site. We're going to do that by going to the users area, and you're going to see that we are the only user. Now, one thing that we're going to do right away is we're going to make this username and the name that people are going to see on the site to be something unique. So we're going to edit this, and we're going to go here and click edit. And we're going to then change the name that's going to be displayed publicly. And so we're going to change this to, and then we're going to click save. We're going to come back, and then we're going to display the name publicly in that way. And we're going to come back and update the profile again. Now, all the posts that we are involved in are going to say this name, or whatever name that we designate that's going to be here, where we say display name publicly. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the people that are going to be jointly operating the site with us. We're going to do that by going to add a new person. And we're going to give that person a username, and we're going to write in all the information and then send it out to them. Now, as we're setting up the account, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the user is going to be sent their email about their password and logging in. Now, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing for us to determine is going to be the person's role. Now, if the person is actually going to run the site with us and they're going to be in charge of making some of the decisions, you may want to make them an administrator. That will give them the ability to bring people on or take people out. If they're going to have that level of authority and level of decision making, you want to make them an administrator. Now, if you're talking about someone who's going to be posting primarily and who's going to be operating the blog and they're going to be creating content, then you want to make them someone other than an administrator. And if you want to give them charge over some of the other content, then you can make them an editor. However, you just want them to be a contributor. All you're going to do is give them access to be able to post. Then you can make them just a contributor or an author. So once you've determined that person's role, you're going to click Add New User. And once you've created a new user, anytime you want to change it, you go back, you can edit, and then you can change their role. Or you can even change what they are going to appear as when they post. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to be discussing setting up an affiliate opportunity. You are now looking at the affiliate area for Aweber, an autoresponder company. And the reason that we've come to Aweber is because they have several different kinds of ads for their affiliate program. And one of the things that you will notice if you go into the ads area is that they have video ads, they have badges and banner ads. Now, both of these kinds of ads are going to require us to be able to use a code, and we're going to take that code and place it inside of our WordPress site. So in this particular case, we're going to first take a look at the video ads. And what you're going to notice is that there is code, and that this code is someplace where we can put on our site and someone can click a link and play a video. Now there are several ways for us to be able to display this content. One way for us to display the content is inside of a post. And you'll see that we have clicked Add New Post here. And what we're going to do is we're going to click the side that says text. And this will allow us to put HTML code in this area so that we would be able to display some kind of code or some kind of website application. So we're going to give our post a title first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to get all of this code. And we're going to come back to this area. And we're going to paste the code right in here. Now, one of the things that you can do very easily, even if you don't know a lot of HTML code, is you can place a center code in the post. And in order to do that, all you'll have to do is to put a caret and right center. and then put an end code in the very same way. Now, once we have all of this information in place, we have our code in place, we can hit the Publish button, and this will then become a post on our site. Once the post is made live, what we can do is we can actually take a look at this post to see what our customers are going to see. And you'll notice here there is our post, and then there is the code. And it really looks like there's a video that can be played right inside of the post, and indeed that it can.
Email marketing is not.
So this is a great way of being able to set up your affiliate opportunities inside of a post. Now, one of the other things that we can do is we can do the very same thing that we did with our autoresponder code, is we can put code in our widgets so that it will appear on all of our pages. So in order to do that, all we need to do is to go back to this area and find our widgets. And then we can actually take another text box. And we get to that text box, all we've got to do is put our code in this area again. We'll click Save, Close, and then we'll go back and take a look to see what our page is going to look like. And what you'll notice here when we come back to the post is that now this box is going to appear in all of our posts. So whenever we want to set up an affiliate opportunity, we can either set it up inside of a post area, or we can set it up inside of a widget to appear in all of our content. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be creating pages and posts. You are now looking at an article that has been written and formatted in Microsoft Word. And what we want to do now is we want to take that article that we've written and we want to place it or post it inside of our WordPress site. Now, you can actually do the writing ahead of time in Microsoft Word or your favorite word processing software, and then you'll have a document that looks something like this. Now, what we need to do before we start moving this content over to WordPress, we want to take out all of the code that might be in it. And the way that we do that is we're going to move all of this into a text document first. And all we'll need to do is we'll need to select all. We'll Control-C and copy it, and then we will cut and paste this content into a text document. So now we have our content into a text document. There is no more code involved. And so what we can do now is we can now copy all of this code. We can really just go and select it all and then copy it. We're going to come back to our WordPress document and we'll decide on whether or not we want to use a post or a page. So we're going to start by doing a post. So we're going to click Add New, and we're going to give our post a title. Now we actually copied that content in there already. So we're going to take this content, we're going to cut it, and we're going to put the title here. Now, the WordPress editor works for the most part like any other editor. We can take out some of the space, and then we have some reasonable confidence that our article is going to appear in this way. Now, there are some other things that we can do with this content before we finalize it. And in order to do that, we want to go over to the visual editor. And in order to go over to the visual editor, we're just going to click this link. And we'll get a sense for how our article is actually going to look. Now, one of the things that we can do in order to keep our content uniform when we post anytime inside of our WordPress document is to work with things like subtitles. And we can do that by highlighting the subtitle and making the change in this area. We can typically use one of the headings. We make it easy to be consistent in our posts. So in this particular case, we're going to change this to heading 4. We're going to change all of the subtitles to heading 4. Now, in some cases, when we are doing a post, we are going to want to hyperlink some of the content in it. And in order to do that in WordPress, it is very easy to do. all we'll need to do is to go and highlight the actual content that we want to hyperlink. Then we'll click the link, and then we'll place the URL to the clickable link that we want it to be. And we'll click the arrow. And we can do that for any of the content throughout our document. Now, one other important thing that we can do with this content is that we can actually place an image inside of the text. And we can do that by placing the cursor where we want the image to be. And then we can then click Add Media, because we're literally going to insert an image. Now, if we didn't have the image that we wanted to insert, we would click Upload Files. And then we're going to find a file on our hard drive. Okay, once we have the file in our hard drive, we'll import it into our document. And what you're going to notice is that this photo doesn't quite look the way we would want it to look. And so we can actually go in and change some of these settings. And we can do so that our text will actually align with our image. And we can actually have it align to the left. And we can update it. And then our text will wrap around that image as well as the title. And then once we have completed the post, all we would have to do is click Publish. Once we've done that, then we can actually go and review our post. And our content is in place, along with our widgets. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is that this post was placed in our Team Victory category. Now, what we can do is when we start to come up with new posts and new categories for our team, we can actually then start to place new information here. And we can create a new category by writing it in, actually inside of our post. So we can create a category that's called Events. And then all we'll need to do is to click Add New Category. Once we do that, then we can take this out. And then we're going to click Update for our post. Now, one thing that you'll notice right away is that our URL has changed, and our URL now reflects the fact that this post is now in the Events category. And this is what you'll want to do as you post. You want to make sure that you are putting your post into the right category, or at least the ones that you desire to have them in. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.